The opinions expressed in the following program are those of the producer and not necessarily those of WKTV Community Media.
Okay, Lisa, for everybody looking out there, what is the most important thing they could do or start with? Give us a couple things that, if they want to get starting on this.
Okay, number one, I would say pay attention to the air that you're breathing. Your air is your umbrella to your home. So when you're bringing in toxic chemicals, like we talked about so many, whether it's cleaning products or personal care or pesticides, you want that air to be clean that you're breathing in. So if you're using an air purifier, portable or a whole house, and it's filtering out a lot of those biological and chemical contaminants like gases and odors, you're going to be having less exposure to those chemicals. So, and I really recommend an air purifier in your bedroom when you sleep. You'll notice how much better you sleep.
Well, we're laying in our beds, in our pillows. I saw you and your husband. You go in and you still, is that part of your business too? You still turn people's homes into healthy environments?
We're really into like reaching a wider audience. So we don't do as much one-on-one testing of homes anymore. Okay. But we're really more with our online digital programs and our podcasts and our blog and all of that educational. But we will do it on occasion. And it's always a shocker for the homeowner, to see. But a lot of people think they're healthy. And then when they learn what healthy really is, they're kind of surprised. They go, hey, I get a green juice, I'm healthy,
Well, that's it. I mean, I think a lot of people take a lot of products. They're very expensive, like we mentioned. I could tell you my husband loves anything he looks at, immune system or whatever, he's willing to try. And I'm like, so it's kind of, it can be it's exhausting.
Exhausting. Yeah. That's very common in that's common in our society today. We want a magic pill. We want to take something to get rid of something or take something to make us better. But it's really, there's no easy way out of this. You really actually have to start eliminating these chemicals. You really have to start getting them out of your body and eliminating it. There's no magic pill that's going to do that for you. Detoxification is a really good thing to do. I do all kinds of detoxing, whether it's liver detox or whole body detox. That's always good to lessen that body burden that I talked about. But if you do that and then you turn around and you keep repolluting yourself, whether it's pesticides in the food or things like that, your water, your drinking water, another source of major, toxins. So you have to just kind of become not paranoid, but become aware. Just become aware of everything in and around you. And pretty soon it will become commonplace and you won't want to put those things in you once you understand, like every piece of skincare I use is natural, plant-based, organic. It's got to be clean because your skin is your largest organ, right? Yeah. And if you don't pay now to invest in yourself, you will pay big. You will pay much bigger later when illness strikes. And let me tell you, a lot of people don't think, oh, not me. Yeah. I mean, Ron and I just lost 2 family members the last 2 years to cancer, young, very young, one at 41, one at 44. And they had no symptoms until the moment that they got their diagnosis. And I say that because I just want people to understand, this is the world we're living in. It's a very toxic world. And if we have to be our own investigators and our own doctors and ask those questions.
Yeah, well, when I was watching videos and you were redecorating, some celebrities, some of them had babies and they wanted their nursery to be toxic free. Yeah. Okay, so you were like putting on some of these walls, you had this black paint.
Yes.
And share a little bit about that because everybody's remodeling these days. I call them up, they're redoing something because they have the money because they didn't go out to eat and do traveling.
Right. True. They have the time now, right? They're nesting.
Yeah.
So that black paint is called Y-Shield, and it's actually a shielding paint that blocks out electromagnetic radiation, which is wireless radiation. So this is another invisible form of pollution that we're being bombarded with today, right? So you think you're sitting there with your cell phone on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That cell phone is constantly sending pulses of information, and those pulses are affecting you intercellularly because we are semiconductive. We are made up of 70% water. And so we are semiconductive. So this wireless radiation, whether it's from your router or your cell phone or the nearby, antenna, or, it even can be electric fields and magnetic fields from your home, from wiring in your wall or your smart meters. I mean, we are getting bombarded. So I'll give you number 2 tip, Pam, for people to do today is turn your cell phone on airplane mode when you're not using it. And that's in your setting, airplane mode.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to turn it off. You don't have to totally power it down, but turn it on airplane mode. That'll turn off the cellular connection, right? So now you can use it as an alarm clock. So many people sleep with their phone on.
Not me. Yeah, my husband
How
does.
do you think you're going to get a good sleep when your body is just like being zapped all night like that? So turn that. It's something I tell everybody. I mean, please turn your phone on airplane mode. Do not, if you're using it as an alarm, at least do that. I'm in a habit now where it's always on airplane mode unless I'm using it. Because we live in the modern world. We're not going to get rid of all of these things, but we have to learn how to protect ourselves, especially children. If you have little kids, you've got to have better discipline with them, not using their devices as much, and trying to find hardwired when you can, and making sure that they have strict schedules of when it goes off and on, like off at night kind of thing, because it's really affecting children.
What about you and I, we're in the lighting, you're in your studio. I was thinking about that. Is there anything we should be concerned about now that people are working from home and they're under these lights all the time? They're not getting natural light. We're not getting outside, maybe having a big office with big light, with big windows.
Yeah.
We are under lighting all the time. Can you share a little bit about what we should be concerned about, or what you've discovered over COVID, how important some of this stuff?
Oh my gosh, it's so important. Well, we all know we need vitamin D, right? Everybody's low in vitamin D. We all know that. And then we get that through the sun. So that natural lighting is more important now than ever to get outside. And, people have become so scared, to go outside and to take that jog and walk. You don't have to, be doing a triathlon. You can
really.
You can do a 30-minute walk. It will improve your mood so fast. There's so many benefits to getting that natural light and being outside. The fresh oxygen, the vitamin D that you get from the sunlight, it lifts your mood because you get negative ions when you're out in nature, right? Your body gets those negative ions. And so it's good for depression. You're talking about artificial lighting. It's just not good. It messes with our circadian rhythms and our melatonin and all of that. I mean, a little bit of it is fine, but sunlight is so important, so important. That's why people have seasonal affect disorder, SAD, if they're in environments where they can't get that sunlight. So it can make you feel down. And I notice if I'm having a rough day or challenges and I go for just an even 30-minute walk, boom, you instantly feel better. So that's a really important thing.
All right, tell us a little bit, that we did talk about pets, right? And everybody loves their pets.
Yes.
Their cats or, dogs or whatever. We're here in the Midwest. We love our animals too. All right, you have probably dealt with people that maybe have a pet that just isn't healthy. Can you share, because they're down in the carpet, and you talk about checking out your carpeting. That could be one of the main factors. We love our furniture staying pristine. Every time we get, wrinkle-free, stain, all those have chemicals. And I know you talked a little bit about that, but it may be even making your animals sick, and you may not even realize it. Can you tell us a little bit about that discovery and what you tell people?
Okay, yeah, pets are, we talked about people, they'll do anything for their pets or their kids. And part of that is spoiling their pets. So, pets have a lot of health issues, unfortunately, today, especially dogs and cats. The food, the pet food, I've written some articles on this, and it's mind-blowing. It blew my mind when I researched what's in pet food and what's legally allowed in pet food. I mean, it might look like healthy pet food, but whoa, there's no doubt your dog or cat is going to get sick when they're ingesting some of this. But on top of that, the home environment, if you've just cleaned your floor with a toxic, heavily fragranced cleaner, and they come over and they're licking, a bone off the floor, they're ingesting those chemicals. Their bowls, plastic bowls, can break off particles into the food and water that they ingest. Air fresheners, they're breathing in the same air that you are. And the carpet cleaners, like you talked about, carpet can have a host of chemicals, from topical treatments. You mentioned wrinkle-free treatments on furniture. They're sitting on the furniture, wrinkle-free, by the way. is code word for formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is used to keep, whether it's trousers and a shirt or bedding from wrinkling. And then you have, say, water and stain and grease resistant treatments that might be on the carpet that are laced with, you've heard of the Teflon chemical. That's what people call it. It's actually PFAS. And it's a really extremely toxic chemical that's found in most people when they test their blood. And dogs and cats too get that when they are on the floor. So there was a study done called Polluted Pets, and they found that pets have more chemicals in their body than humans. They have a higher level of chemicals. So because they are low to the ground and they are getting that pesticides, when we walk in our homes, we're tracking things on the bottom of our shoes. Another way pets, get exposed to that. So yeah, you've got to just, do due diligence. If you're keeping a healthy home environment for yourself and your family, you're going to be helping your pets too.
Are the medical industry, are you seeing them coming around to this, or are you guys working with them with your mission? How is the medical industry taking this information that they must know that these chemicals can't be good for us, and it may be causing us sick, and maybe causing kids to be ADD, and all of these things that the people are experiencing, anxiety. We all went through COVID with anxiety, but it could have been that we're in our homes all day, and this stuff was really affecting our attention and the focus.
Depression is very much linked to, you mentioned autism earlier. It's 1 in 50, I think 1 in 50 boys.
Isn't it 1 in 100 kids are born with it in the United States?
Are born, yeah. And then but the rate, I think, is 1 in 50 boys has it now. And
isn't that it's incredible.
That's crazy. And they're projecting that to be way higher. The stats are kind of staggering. So yeah, these learning disabilities, like I said, the pesticides linked to the lowered IQ. I think it's 6 points per drop in every child based on, the pesticide exposure was what one study came up with. And so, yeah, depression, anxiety, I would link a lot to the electronics. We feel it, right? As adults,
exactly.
It's like, it's constantly zapping. It wants your attention. You've always got to answer an email or a call, and it can make you feel very on edge, and so that's why it's really important to shut that phone off. When you shut off for the night, shut it off. Like, have a system where it's off and you don't look at it, and you really unwind and get into that really relaxed state. People aren't really getting into that deep sleep, and they're not getting into that relaxed state where the body can heal. And so, yeah, it's all tied in. Our emotions are very tied into all of this. And you think of how good you feel, right? When you're healthy, think of how good you feel.
Do we know how healthy we can feel? Have you ever wondered that? When people are like, I think somebody said that to us, we don't know how good we can actually feel because we've been bombarded with unhealthy foods most of our lives, and then of course the products and everything like that. Do you feel like when you got healthy, it was like you totally like, I can't believe you could be feeling this healthy?
100%, and that's literally why I do what I do today. Is because I didn't know. So when my health did a 180 after I cleaned up my environment, I am so much healthier today. And I'll tell you this, I just went to the doctor. She's like, and a lot of people get a clean bill of health. I mean, I have a clean bill of health. I know a lot of people get a clean bill of health, and maybe they didn't pick up on something. That does happen, but totally clean bill of health. Hormones totally balanced. I'm vegan too. I happen to be vegan. And, but I'm not like a crazy workout I do work out, but I'm not like obsessive. I'm not obsessive about anything. It might sound like it, but I'm really not. Like I said, once this becomes a way of life, everything's a way of life, right? Eating healthy, right? If you're going to eat healthy, you don't do a crash diet, right? You eat healthy every day. It's gradual. And so, yes, you can feel amazing. And I really think that that's the big thing. They're so used to not feeling good that that's their new norm. And they don't even know anymore that life without headaches or bloating or fatigue or insomnia is even a possibility, right? They don't even, or they seek that magic pill that is just going to lead to more issues with all the side effects and things. So you always want to get to the root. You always want to get to the root cause and eliminate it at the source.
Well, being from California, and you're working with celebrities and stuff, can you share what's been the experience of being on Dr. Oz? I have to ask you, Dr. Oz, Today Show, Martha Stewart, being around some of these famous people, which has made you an international person too. But what is it? Can you share are they just like us? Can you just
They're just like us. They're actually not all of them. Well, I have pretty much loved everybody. I mean, some of the people are so impressive. I'll tell you, Dr. Oz is like one of Ron and I's absolute favorite. He is the real deal. He is so kind and so involved. I was shocked when we worked with him, how involved he was. Like, we were talking to him the night before the show from our room, planning things about the segment, all the way, you start weeks and weeks ahead of time, but all the way up until the night before, talking in the room, figuring things out. And you can tell too a lot about them from their team, right? If their team and their producers are happy, you know that they're good. If they're stressed and running around. But loved him. Suzanne Summers is someone, we were on her, she had a Lifetime show. We've been on her show 3 times, and then we've had her on our show. She lives, breathes, eats and sleeps this. And so she is so passionate. I don't know if you know, she had breast cancer and she overcame that pretty naturally with natural treatments. She is a doll. She is one of the most down to earth. Now, this is a woman who's telling us stories about Frank Sinatra on the Sunset Strip in Vegas and all going to his dressing room and all the really cool stories. So she has so much fun history. And she is one of the sweetest, kindest people you'll ever meet. So
you've been on with Kathy Lee Griffin. You're on her show. All of these shows. I just was curious. I'm going. She probably look around. I can't believe we're on these shows. It just,
I know. Yeah, I have to be honest. Like the Matt Lauer, when we did the Today Show, that was one of our first big shows. Yeah. Like national shows. So that was very intimidating. To meet Matt, because Matt was like Matt was like the biggest at the time, and he is so kind. I think they're all just consummate professionals, and they all, I'd say there's been like 1 or 2 that I kind of didn't live up to. My expectations, but everybody has a bad day too. Everybody.
Well, do you feel like when you were on the doctor's show and you were on with Dr. Oz, did you ever feel like they were going to challenge you and you may not know the answer? Did you feel that way? It's like they were so way out, so knowledgeable. And just kind of, I saw you and your husband on the doctors. I thought, I would be like a panel of these doctors.
I know, yeah.
But they were looking to you as to answer those questions. It's like, well, answer that question.
Yeah, for sure. And you're right. They do surprise drop questions. Absolutely. I used to be so worried about that at the beginning of my career. And I think everybody is, right? Everybody feels that way. Sure. They call it imposter syndrome, right? You never feel like good enough or, smart enough or whatever. But now I realize, like, my husband always tells me, he's my business partner. Lisa, nobody knows your topic like you, because I've been doing this for 15 years. I don't claim to know everything. Of course I could get stumped, but I live, breathe, and eat and sleep this. And if I don't know it, hey, let's investigate that. I want to learn that. I want to know that too. So next time I'll have that answer. But yeah,
I was just curious because I was looking at her, probably you came from I don't know, you maybe came from the celebrity world, but to be able to be, your success of you and your husband, and all of a sudden you're sitting there across from Dr. Oz, and you're like, you're one of his experts. It's like, and then we have Ron and Lisa Beres.
I'm not going to say my heart wasn't pounding a million miles an hour, because it was.
Yeah, really.
And but then, the more you do it, you host a show, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. And then I guess it's getting out of your own way too. Like, this isn't about me. This show isn't about me. It's about the viewer, right? And my job is to help you, the listener, help you, be healthier. I think once I get into that mode too, and just like not worry about myself, then you ease that nerves, right? Because your nerves is because you don't want to mess up and you don't want to say something, so just, the more we did, I think we've done 24 national shows. The more we did now big shows, the better it got, the easier it got, more comfortable.
Well, you guys did do it. I followed you from, back when 2012, when really YouTube really came around back then. It's grown so much. All right, so what would you like to leave our viewers today that I may not have asked you, or you just wanted to reemphasize to them? Because a lot of them are looking, I'm like, where do I start, Lisa? And then where can they reach you for more information?
Okay, thank you. Well, you can find everything at ronandlisa.com. From there, you can go to the podcast and listen to the episodes. You can watch videos. We have over 700 articles. A lot of people use the excuse of, oh, it's too expensive to be healthier. I don't have the money. Nope, no excuses. Not only do we provide you the content, but we even have, as we mentioned, the free 7-day Healthy at Home Challenge. Americans spend 90% of their time indoors, where the air is 2 to 5 times more polluted than the outdoor air. That's according to the EPA. So if you're working at home, which you are probably, and you're spending most of your time at home, you have to start paying attention to your environment. And I will help you do that. And Ron will help you do that. We have simple tools and techniques. We even have an online digital program. It's a year-long membership, and it is less than a latte a day. It's actually very inexpensive to join. And you get a module delivered to your inbox every week. And we give you checklists and recipes. We even teach you how to make your own non-toxic pest control, how to create a safe sleep sanctuary, how to get your bedroom healthy, a 7-step strategy to reduce your electromagnetic radiation. And that might sound like a lot, but it's drip fed over a year. It's a year to complete it. And it's a monthly program. So you can join and see if you like it. You get a 14-day trial for $1. Okay. And all that is on ronandlisa.com. So, we want to make this as easy. We've done all the work so that you don't have to. And that's really our goal.
Right. And before you leave, is there anything, because, we're here in Michigan, you guys always get all the good new stuff coming out. Is there anything really new that you can think of on the top of your head that we might be seeing coming our way when it comes to, the healthy products or what's new on the market? Yeah. Do you have anything?
Yeah, there's so many new things in terms of building. There's lots of healthy insulation, because insulation, that pink fiberglass, which is what most people have, is very toxic. We're seeing a lot of healthy insulation for homes made of cork and denim, recycled denim, that's been around, and cotton and all of this kind of stuff. Obviously, we're seeing really great technology with air purification. You've probably seen these. The air purifiers now have monitors where even if you're away from the home, you'll get a notice saying, hey, your formaldehyde levels are really high, or these VOCs, volatile organic compound levels, is high in your house.
Oh, so they do those readings for you? That'd be kind of.
They do the readings for
great.
You. It's amazing. Even car air purifiers are now becoming popular, which is amazing, because your car can also be toxic. If you think of a new home smell, right? When you buy a new home, you're like, oh, I love it. It smells so new. Or your car has that same smell. That's actually chemicals. Those are chemicals off gassing.
Yeah, so, we kind of thought that. Sometimes it's, we're on the need to know basis, but we really need to know now, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, there's so many amazing brands. There's no excuse today to not use non-toxic cleaners and personal care. For you and your husband. I got Ron using all healthy stuff too. Cool. Get your man healthy. And yeah, lots of great things like that in the works. So
and so that was anything. Okay, so we're gonna we want to thank you for being here. You what?
Water filtration. Make sure to filter your water you're drinking and cooking water.
Oh, I know. And your husband had a filter to put in your shower. I saw that too. And he said you should be cleaning that out every 3 months. And
yes.
Just because of all the chemicals in the water, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, if you are not filtering your water, you got to start doing that. You're drinking, of course, but you're bathing too. And you can buy a shower filter for $20 and you can screw it in yourself. You don't even need a handyman. So that's really
can go to your website or contact you if they have any questions on some of these products. Because like I said, I don't mind spending the money. I just want to spend it on the right ones.
Exactly. Yeah. We do in our program. That's the cool thing about our membership. It's called the Healthy Babes Academy. Pam, these are our top picks for organic mattresses. We tell you by price point, what makes them healthy. So, depending on your budget, we do the same thing with the air purification, because it's a lot of work to go and research all these products. And, how do you know if someone's really telling you the truth? And so we do that with all the products. Yeah. So it's really great.
Okay. Well, we're going to have you back on our show in the fall when we start shutting everything down for winter and we're in our homes 24/7. If you don't mind coming back and kind of giving us some tips on what we can do to keep our homes healthy, because we live in the Midwest and we spend mostly 80% of our time inside our home.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do fall show with allergies, and also the holidays can bring a lot of extra stuff into your environment too.
All right, I want to thank Lisa Beres. Her and her husband do Healthy Home. They are the Healthy Home Dream Team. They're trying to keep us healthy in our homes and now our offices. and help our children so they can learn and thrive. So we want to thank Lisa for being here on the show. Thank you so much, dear. This is Pamela Kine from Grand Tap Media Business TV, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
All right. Cut. All right. How was that?
That was amazing. We covered a lot. That was great.
Well, I can probably get 2 shows out of this, dear. And I'm so happy about that. Thank you for being here. Let me take a few. Chris can take. Hopefully he took pictures of us in there.
Make sure
I'm going on that one. So do you have a busy day today? Whoa.
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. I want to thank you, and I will tag you. And are you gonna do Jen's thing again, or her master group, or what?
I'm not at this time around, but I would like to come back. How about you? Did you do this last one?
I did. I was the Tuesday night, but you came in as a guest, pretty much because you missed one of your shows. I was able to meet you, and I was able to meet a few people. So I'm varying too, because I'm really busy myself. But I wasn't able to do the last show, you know. So
yeah, and Pam, I gotta catch up on all those videos. So
well, I went through them all in like the last week, and I'm thinking I'm gonna do this one and this one and this one.
Good for you. Okay,
but you need to do that. All right, we wish you all the success, my dear. All right.
Oh, thank you.
Take care.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Bye bye.